In our last episode, we delved into the hidden truth about why we're programmed to seek wisdom outside ourselves. Today, we will be exploring embracing your inner voice, practical steps to connect with your inner wisdom. In this episode, we will provide you with tangible techniques and exercises to help you cultivate a deeper connection with your inner guidance and intuition. Let's begin by discussing the power of meditation. Meditation is a time-honored practice that quiets the mind and helps us tune into our inner voice. By dedicating time each day to stillness and introspection, we create the space necessary for our intuition to speak to us. Experiment with different meditation techniques, such as focusing on your breath, using a mantra, or practicing loving-kindness meditation. A mantra is a word or phrase that is repeated during meditation or mindfulness practices. It is often used as a focal point to help quiet the mind and create a sense of inner peace and calm. Mantras can be in any language, but they are typically in Sanskrit, the ancient language of India, which is believed to have a powerful vibration that can help align the body and mind. Loving-kindness meditation, also known as metta meditation, is a type of meditation practice that involves cultivating feelings of love, kindness, and compassion towards oneself and others. It is a form of mindfulness meditation that has its roots in Buddhist tradition and is often used as a tool for developing greater emotional resilience, empathy, and well-being. During a loving-kindness meditation, the practitioner typically begins by focusing on feelings of love and compassion towards oneself, repeating phrases such as, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." The practitioner then extends these feelings of love and compassion to others, typically starting with a loved one, then moving on to neutral people, difficult people, and finally to all beings. The practice of loving-kindness meditation is thought to help reduce stress and anxiety, improve mood and emotional regulation, and increase feelings of connection and empathy towards others. It can be practiced for as little as a few minutes a day and can be a valuable addition to one's daily mindfulness routine. Find the method that resonates with you and make it a consistent part of your daily routine. If you don't like meditating and aren't willing to learn just now, or if you believe that now is not the time, there are still other ways you can connect with your inner wisdom and intuition. Meditation is just one tool among many that can be used to quiet the mind and focus inward. Take journaling, for instance, which is another powerful tool for self-discovery and connecting with our inner wisdom. By putting pen to paper, we give voice to our thoughts, emotions, and insights, allowing our intuition to communicate with us more clearly. Try setting aside time each day to write freely about your experiences, feelings, and any guidance you receive from your inner voice. You may be surprised by the wisdom that emerges as you develop this practice. Now let's talk about mindfulness. Cultivating mindfulness and awareness in our daily lives helps us recognize and trust the guidance of our intuition. By staying present and attuned to our inner voice, we can navigate life's challenges with greater ease and confidence. Now you might be wondering, how can I differentiate between my intuition and my emotional reactions or wishful thinking when practicing mindfulness? Well, it's all about paying attention to how you feel when these insights come to you. Intuition often brings a sense of calmness and clarity, while emotions can be intense and leave you feeling unsettled. Notice if the insight comes suddenly and spontaneously, which is more likely to be intuition, as opposed to emotions or wishful thinking that tend to build up over time. As you practice being mindful throughout the day, try to discern whether the guidance you're receiving feels like it's coming from a deeper, wiser place within you, or if it's more surface level and based on your current desires or fears. The more you pay attention, the stronger your connection to your inner guidance will become. And remember, it's a process, so don't worry if you don't get it right every time. Just keep practicing, and you'll become better at distinguishing between your intuition and your emotional reactions or wishful thinking. Trusting our inner voice is essential, but overcoming self-doubt and external influences is a crucial part of that process. When you start feeling those fears or doubts creeping in, take a moment to acknowledge them, and remember that your inner wisdom comes from your own unique experiences and insights. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support your spiritual journey and encourage your growth. These positive influences can help reinforce your self-trust and make it easier for you to listen to your intuition. And you know what? Let go of the need for external validation. You are the ultimate authority on your own experience, so trust in that knowledge. As you release the desire for validation from others, you'll find it becomes much easier to trust your inner voice and follow its guidance. Now, another important part that we need to talk about is creating a sacred space for self-exploration, which is quite essential for nurturing your connection to your inner wisdom. This can be a dedicated room, a quiet corner, or even an outdoor sanctuary. Fill your space with objects that inspire and uplift you, such as candles, crystals, or inspiring artwork. Use this space to meditate, journal, or engage in any other activities that help you connect with your inner voice. You might think, what if I don't have a physical space to create a sacred space for self-exploration? Not everyone has the luxury of having a dedicated room or outdoor sanctuary for self-exploration. However, it's still possible to create a sacred space in a way that works for you. It could be as simple as finding a quiet corner of your home, such as a comfortable chair or a specific spot on the floor, where you can sit and meditate or journal. You can also create a small altar or table where you place objects that inspire and uplift you, such as a special rock or seashell, a picture of a loved one, or a meaningful piece of jewelry. Ultimately, what's most important is that you create a space that feels sacred and supportive to you, even if it's just a small corner of your bedroom or living room. Finally, remember that connecting with your inner wisdom is not just about listening, but also about taking inspired action. When you receive guidance from your intuition, trust it and act upon it. As you do so, you will strengthen your connection to your inner voice and pave the way for a deeper, more authentic relationship with who you really are. If you're asking, what if I don't know what inspired action to take, or I'm afraid to take action based on my intuition? Then fear not. It's common to feel uncertain or fearful when it comes to taking action based on our intuition. One way to overcome this is to start small and practice trusting your intuition in low-risk situations. For example, you could ask your intuition what to wear or what to have for dinner, and then act on the guidance you receive. As to gain confidence in your intuition, you can gradually start applying it to more significant decisions or actions. Remember, taking inspired action doesn't necessarily mean taking big leaps or making drastic changes. It can be as simple as making a phone call, sending an email, or taking a small step toward a goal. Ultimately, the more you practice trusting your intuition and taking action based on its guidance, the more natural and effortless it will become. So how can you know the difference between your ego and your intuition? When trying to tell the difference between your ego and your intuition, it's essential to pay attention to how each one feels and the kind of thoughts they bring up. Your ego usually comes from a place of fear or self-protection. It can be pretty loud and insistent, often trying to convince you that you're right or that you need to protect yourself from something. The ego is also focused on comparing yourself to others and seeking validation or approval. On the other hand, your intuition is more subtle and calm. It's that quiet voice inside you that seems to know the right course of action, even if it doesn't always make logical sense. Intuition is more focused on your well-being and growth, rather than trying to compete or prove yourself. To better recognize your intuition, try to practice mindfulness and pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. Notice if the guidance you're getting feels like it's coming from a place of fear or self-preservation, which is likely the ego, or from a place of wisdom and inner peace, which is more likely to be your intuition. Thank you for joining me on this journey toward embracing your inner voice and connecting with your inner wisdom. I hope these practical steps inspire and empower you to deepen your relationship with your intuition and guide you toward greater spiritual growth and self-discovery. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on our latest episodes. Until next time, may your path be filled with love, wisdom, and inner vision. Speaking of our next episode, I'm thrilled to announce that we'll be exploring the topic of transforming your life, harnessing the power of your inner wisdom for growth and change. This episode will delve into how you can use your strengthened connection with your inner guidance to create lasting, positive transformations in your life. From overcoming limiting beliefs to aligning with your life's purpose, we'll provide you with practical strategies to harness the full potential of your inner wisdom. So, stay tuned and continue walking this path of self-discovery with us. Thank you once again for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth.